Welcome everybody. Pleasure to be here sharing this with you in this beautiful, beautiful space. It's so energizing. And we're going to start in a seated position with our legs crossed. So to get on the sit bones, just pick up butt cheek at a time and move the flesh out from the side of the bum so you can find your sit bones. And then the hands are going to come to the knees. Shut down the eyes. Big breath in. Nice, slow, long exhale. As we do that, we're thinking breathing up, lengthening with the side body, drawing the shoulders back, drawing the neck back, smiling with the collarbone, so externally rotating the shoulders. Feeling really strong, proud, and stable in this pose. And as you send the breath down the spine into the sit bones and feel more groundedness with every exhale. Nice deep breath in. And a nice long exhale. Gorgeous. Keep the hands on the knees. We're going to inhale, draw the chest forward and up, tilt the chin, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale, push the belly button towards the back of the space, round through the shoulders. Just going to cat cow in this position. Inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest up. Exhale, rounding through the back. And to make this more dynamic, releasing the hands from the knees. Inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together and just allowing the arms to be an extension of this movement. So really allow yourself to be guided by the sensations in your body. Respond to them. This movement will look different for everybody. So just shut down the eyes, come into the sensations of the body, into the experience that you're having right now. Gorgeous. And exhale, one last push. Really feeling like pushing the air away. Inhale, come back to center the hands, come back down to the knees. Beautiful. We're going to do some circles. So almost like you're drawing a circle around the pelvis with the belly button. I'm going to allow my shoulders to come forward, to the side, and back. When you go back, you can concave the belly. Whatever feels good for you. As always, responding to the sensations of your body. So if it feels better for you to be up straight, going around, or if it feels better for you to keep more movement in your spine, both are absolutely fine. And the other way. Gorgeous. Amazing. We're going to come to hands and knees. We're going to send the left leg back, coming onto the toes. So here I want my wrists underneath my shoulders and my knees underneath my hips. When I send the left leg back, I don't want to be arching the pelvis, tilting the pelvis. Keep the pelvis in a nice neutral position. And then we can get into the ankle, into the foot, just by rocking forward and backwards on the toes. Draw the head back. Typically the neck wants to sit forward. Keep rocking on the toes, feeling this through the calf. Come back to a neutral position. Put your brain in your left glute. Think left glute, left glute. We're going to pick up the left leg using the left glute without tilting in the pelvis. So it's a really strong lift with the hamstring with the glute. When you're here feeling strong, if you'd like to increase the intensity, you can lift the right arm, send it up by the ear without changing anything in the core. 3 breaths here. 1, 2. Last breath, keep them nice and controlled. 3, and the left toes come down, right hand comes down, and we'll bring the left knee back underneath the hip. Gorgeous. Take a child's pose. So the bum goes back towards the heels, knees come apart, and we're going to bring the chest down towards the mat. This is a passive child's pose. If you'd like to make it active, turn the palms to face each other and push through the forearms. It protracts the back of the shoulders. We can breathe into the stretch that gives us across the back of the shoulder blades and across the back of the ribs. Couple of breaths here. Gorgeous. And then rising back onto hands and knees. Sending the right leg back. Drawing the neck back. And then with the right glute, thinking right glute, pick up the right leg without tilting the pelvis, changing anything in the back or the core. So already this should feel challenging. And then if you'd like to increase the intensity, either stay there or inhale, lift the left arm. 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Left hand comes down, right knee comes back underneath the right hip. Awesome job. That should feel challenging, and we should be shaking. Shaking represents that there's energetic lines through the body that's happening, which is really, really good. Okay, so we're going to come onto our back. So to do that, we're going to come into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, so lifting the hips really, really high. Breathe here for a moment. You want the biceps drawing together. Keep the chest nice and lifted. Lift the tailbone as high as you can go. And enjoy a stretch through the back of the legs. Maybe a couple twists if you feel like it. Allow yourself to be guided by your body in this moment. Now I'm going to step the right leg between the hands, keeping a really big bend in the knees, maybe coming onto the fingertips. Left leg between the hands, and then come all the way down to seated. I like to place my right hand behind me so I can gently come down onto my bum. When you're here, lie down onto your back. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Rocking side to side. And then we're going to place the hands up in front of the face in prayer. When we do this, we're going to fall gently over onto the left-hand side, allowing our knees to come with us. So I'm now lying on my side, and I'm looking at the base of my palms. On an inhale, nice deep breath in, and on an exhale, you can either open the top arm across the body, drawing the shoulder blades lightly together. It's okay if they don't reach the mat, but try not to move the position of the knees, and bring the palms back together. Or if you'd like something a tiny bit more dynamic, you can draw big circles around the body. So think out, up, back, and round. So it's a really nice big circular motion. Exhaling as you open the chest, drawing the shoulder blades together. Take it really nice and slow. Shut the eyes down, come into the body. Feel where you're feeling tightness, feel where you're feeling openness, and just be with it. Try and fully surrender into the experience that you're having right now, whatever that is. Find an open position. If it's not comfortable for you because your shoulder isn't down, you can bend the elbow, or you can remain on your side, or even if it feels good, with the arm just up above and pulling that right shoulder blade down as far as it can go. But find your position, your resting position. That might be open. Breathe deeply into the spaces that you can feel the biggest sensations. Send the breath there. For me, that's the lower part of my back, just below the back of my ribs. So when I inhale, I'm focusing my attention, focusing my breath into that space. We're going to come back onto our flat back. So we can do that passively just by drawing one knee and the other knee, or you can turn the palms to face the floor and use the cord to draw both knees up. Draw the palms up towards the sky, looking at the base of the palms, and then fall gently over onto the right hand side, taking either circles or an open variation. I would recommend doing what you did on the other side to keep it even, but it's completely your choice. You're welcome to try different variations. So breathe with the stretch, exhaling as you open. Gorgeous. And then coming back onto a flat spine whenever you're ready. Bring the feet down. Place the hands on the thighs. After you've done that, I want you to tuck your tailbone. I want you to feel like there's no gap between in the low back. We're pushing the sacrum, the lower back, into the floor. Once you've done that, hands can come on the thighs. And then we're going to lift up the glutes. We're not coming really, really high, so we're not lifting the arms with our hips. The hips might touch the arms, but the arms shouldn't move. Just tiny pulses. Strengthening the glutes, and we're also bringing awareness to the stability of the pelvis. Lifting, lengthening, stretching. Exhale, come up. Inhale, coming down. If you'd like to intensify this, you can pick up the right leg, bend the foot all the way towards the ceiling. And the right hand can come to the right thigh, left thigh, sorry, and the left hand can come to the floor. Think left foot, left glute, left glute. You're going to push through the left foot and engage the left glute. Keep the pelvis neutral, level. Exhale, push up. Like you're pushing the heel towards the ceiling with the left foot. It's a funky feeling. It's hard to find stabilization. So if you're wobbling, take your variation, build strength here. We're going to change to the other side if you've got one leg up. So lifting the left leg. Left hand comes to the right thigh. Right hand's on the floor. Big breath in, exhale, push through the right foot. Engaging that right glute. Using your core to keep the pelvis level. Oh, hard work, I'm with you. Exhale on the push up. Inhale going down. Definitely harder for me on this side than the other side, so don't worry if you're feeling a bit imbalanced. Left foot comes down, gorgeous. Hug the knees in towards the chest. We're going to take some rocks forwards and backwards. Up and down the spine. Inhale. Exhale as you do that. We're going to rock all the way forward if you can, pushing up into a standing position. If you need to put your hands down and push, that's absolutely fine. Inhale. We're going to roll the spine all the way up. Gorgeous. When we're here, one hand comes to the front of the pelvis, the other hand comes to the back. So we're just going to make sure that we're nice and neutral. So if you feel any tilt, if your hands feel diagonal, bring them back so they feel like they're straight front to back. Then we're going to flip the right foot, so coming onto the top of the right toes. Deepen the breath. This feels really intense. We don't often stretch through the top of our feet, but it's really, really important. So deepen the breath to support the intensity of the stretch, to support the body. And flip the toes, roll through the toes. Maybe put a bit of bend in the knees. That feels really nice. And other foot, flipping onto the top of the left foot. Beautiful. Deepen the breath to support the demand on the body. Lots of tightness trying to open here. It's fascia in our foot that's connected with our tongue. So there's a lot of openings happening throughout the body. So if you need to stick out your tongue and give us a bit of a that helps in releasing the sensation, releasing the tension that's in the foot, go for it. It's really, really good. And flip the foot. Roll through the toes. Gorgeous. We're going to exhale. Put the fingers into the crease of the hips, bend the knees, sit back into the hips, keep the spine really, really long. You should feel this in the hamstring now, even with bent knees. Hands come to the floor. Step the right foot back, drop the knee, inhale, arms lifted. Gorgeous. We're going to draw the shoulder blades together. So we're in cactus arms. I'm energetically pulling my front foot back towards me, and I'm wrapping my right glute down so I can feel really nice openness in the front of the hip. I'm not arching in the back, I'm drawing the ribs together and in, and I'm thinking length through the side body as I come up. I'm going to take the right shoulder blade and go up, back, and down. And then the left shoulder blade goes up, back, and down. So we're scrubbing the back portal of the heart. Keep doing this. You'll have to get into your brain a little bit. Left goes up, back, down. And the right shoulder goes up, back, and down. You feel really quickly the heat that starts getting built in the shoulders. Up, back, and down. Keeping the breath nice and smooth, really controlled. Inhale, both arms come to the front and up. Exhale, hands come either side of the foot. Step back for a plank. You can lower the knees. And now, without changing anything in the body from shoulders to hips, just bend the arms to lower the body. So you should really feel that in the arms, feel that in the triceps. When you're here, push the hips into the floor, untuck the toes, engage the glutes. So the hips, my glutes pushing the hips into the floor is what helps me lift the chest. I'm not pushing through the hands. So draw the shoulder blades back, reach the chest through. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back up onto your knees, and then send it back into a downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Going to walk the hands back to meet the feet. Grab opposite elbows, and just hang here for a second. Breathing into the upper back. Breathing into the mid back. Allowing gravity to pull us down. Even we can release the hands if that feels good. If you want, you can pedal the feet. Okay, now we're going to place the hands 2 hands distance in front of the feet. So 1, 2. I'm going to place them here, maybe 2.5. The further apart you place them, the easier this is going to be. So choose your distance. Okay, and I'm going to lengthen my spine. So trying to find a bit of length in my spine. I'm going to put weight through the hands and hop my feet towards my hands. These are called frog hops. The hands go in front, put weight through the hands, hop my feet forward. I'm going to get to the front of the mat. When I get to the front of the mat, I'm going to put weight through my hands and push my feet back. And again. This is the best way to strengthen your core, is to get weight through the hands. Try and make the jumps as light as possible. One more time till getting to the front of the mat. And when you get to the front of the mat, we'll exhale over the knees, maybe grabbing the shins, but trying to keep the spine long. So if I do this, if I pull my shins, I can draw my shoulder blades together and lengthen through my chest, and that makes the stretch of my hamstrings feel really, really open. And more intense, but in a more controlled way. Gorgeous. Inhale, come up. Hands can go in prayer above the head if you want to look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bending the knees, sitting back. And we're going to send the left leg back this time. Drop the knee. Inhale, arms lift up. So we're coming into the low lunge now on the other side. Draw the shoulder blades together. Try and find your nice 90-90 alignment here. So rather than sinking at the pelvis, we want it nice and controlled, the glutes active, my ribs tucked in, thinking up, up, up with the side body, and then drawing the shoulder blades together. I'm going to send the left shoulder blade up, back, and down. And then the right shoulder blade up, back, and down. Gorgeous. Up, back, and down, up, back, and down. I could do this like this, or I can do it really controlled with a lot of engagement, a lot of intention, of strengthening, opening, scrubbing the back portal of the heart. So choose your way. Amazing. Hands frame the front of the foot. Step back for a plank. If you'd like to take a full chaturanga, that's fine. Bending at the arms, not changing anything through the body. Lower the belly to the ground. We're still going to take cobra. Untuck the toes. Engage the glutes, pushing the hips into the mat, and allow that to help you lift the chest. Should feel really nice, strong and open. You shouldn't feel any pressure in the low back at all. Amazing. Tuck the toes, push back up onto your knees, and then send it all the way back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out here, draw the biceps together to keep the chest lifted. Don't allow the neck to drop below the shoulders. Keep it nice and lifted. And the neck is an extension of the spine. To keep the spine long and keep the neck in line with the spine. Beautiful. We're going to lift the left leg. Keep it in line with the pelvis. You should really feel engagement in the left glute. Draw it in, draw the knee in towards the chest, round through the spine. That will help you take it forward. And we'll place the right leg as far up the mat as we can. If it doesn't get between the hands, grab the ankle with the hand, place it between the hands, push through the back toes, push through the front feet. Inhale, come up. I want you to shorten the stance a little bit and put a bend in the back knee. When I have my legs straight, it takes my pelvis out of neutral. So putting a bend in the back knee allows me to bring my pelvis back round to a neutral position and feel a lot more openness, a lot more space, a nicer stretch, deeper stretch, or integrated stretch through the front of the hip. Arms can come up. So again, I'm thinking ribs in, side body up. Feeling strong here. And then I want to bring the right hand to the front of the left pelvis and the left hand to the back of the left glute. Okay. I want you to think, we're going to turn we're on the ball of the toes, ball of the foot right now, and I want you to think you're rotating the thigh coming onto the side of the foot and coming back round. Rotating the thigh. If there's any pressure in the knee, shorten the stance. So I'm rotating the thigh outwards, keeping this knee where it is. Set, the front foot doesn't move. I'm just rotating the back thigh. Having the hands framing the pelvis on the left side can just help us keep that awareness. Beautiful. Stay in your warrior, so stay in this open position. We can bring the front forearm to the front thigh, Inhale, left arm comes up and over by the ear. Try not to collapse over. You can push a little bit into the front thigh, but think of drawing the left shoulder blade back. Keep the chest nice and open. The neck can be floppy. Try and make sure there's space between both ears and both shoulders. Inhale, come up. Arms come out to the side. Look over the front middle fingers. Beautiful. Inhale. Frame the front foot. Step back for a plank. Lower the knees. Lower the rest of the way. And inhale. Draw back for cobra. Exhale. Push back up onto your knees. And into your downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll get into a little balancing sequence. So, left leg lifts. Keep it in line with the pelvis. Big breath in. Draw it in towards the chest, round through the spine. Take the foot as far forward as you can get it. Pick up the ankle with the hand and place it between the hands. Inhale, come up. Check your position. My pelvis is out of neutral, so I'm going to bend my back knee. I'm actually going to shorten my stance just a little bit. My knee is over my front ankle. Find your pose here. Find your high lunge. Feel the openness through the iliopsoas, through the front of the hip. Really important postural muscle. Enjoy it. You are strong whilst you're here. You are exercising the strength you already have and you're cultivating more. Beautiful. Left hand comes to the front of the right hip. Right hand comes to the back of the right glute. And we're going to do the same. Thinking we're going to rotate the back thigh coming onto the side of the foot. And back, rotating the thigh coming onto the toes. So do a few rotations of this. Really nice, smooth inhales and exhales. Keep them nice and controlled. You want this to be as meditative as it can be, but be in the experience of the body. As I said, if there's any pain in the knee, shorten the distance. Beautiful. Find your open position. The front forearm can come to the front thigh. Inhale, right arm up and over by the ear. Gorgeous. Trying to create space through the side body. No compression. If there's any compression, place a hand on the thigh and just stay higher. And then you can work on bending your elbow into the hip. Amazing. Windmill the hands, frame the front foot, and we're just going to step into a forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, pedal out the feet. Take a moment before we get into our balancing flow. Amazing. Inhale, calm up. We're just going to shake out some of the tension we just created in the legs. So, we're just going to bounce up and down, allowing the arms to be fluffy. There's lots of tension created in the calves and the front of the hip. So we're just going to let it all go for a minute. Okay, and then turn back to face the front of the mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale. Put the fingers into the hip creases, bend the knees and sit back into the hips. Keep the spine nice and long. Step the right leg back. Inhale, come into the high lunge. Okay, so this is where we can start to play. The hands are going to come in prayer over the heart. I'm already putting a bend in that back knee to help my pelvis stay neutral. We're going to come into an aeroplane from here. So I'm going to shift my weight forward over my front foot and play with lifting up my back leg. It might be that I'm here today just playing with lifting the toes a couple of inches and coming back into this high lunge. But we're going to do 5 times. Inhale in a high lunge. Exhale, shifting forward and taking our variation. You're coming into a full airplane. Keep the hips nice and level. Engage the glutes. Then exhale as controlled as you can. Come back into that high lunge. Keep your composure. Keep your alignment as much as you can. Balance isn't a neutral experience. We're going to wobble. It's totally cool. Exhale, come forward. We're going to do this twice, more as controlled as you can. Inhale. You can extend the arms in your high lunge if you like, or you can keep them at the heart. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, coming down. Beautiful work. Place the hands down, knees come together, and we're going to take a child's pose. Feet come together, knees come apart. Bum back towards the heels, head comes down towards the mat. We'll take 5 breaths here before going to the other side, and then we have one more addition. Nice, deep, slow, long exhales. Beautiful. Push through the hands. Come onto tabletop and send yourself back into a downward facing dog. Okay, and then we're going to step the right forward. Right leg forward, coming in towards hands, between the hands. Inhale, arms come up. So find your high lunge, bending the back knee, and then the hands can come in prayer in front of the heart. The same thing. Exhale, we're shifting the weight forward, we're playing, being curious, exploring the movement and the balance that we have, the control that we have in the bodies at the minute. You can extend the arms up. If you want to practice this with straight arms, you're more than welcome to. It's going to put more demand on the core because we're holding more, we've got more length. It's a nice variation to practice. Just playing from coming from that high lunge back into that warrior, feeling super strong, super integrated, really, really stable. Gorgeous. Hands frame the front foot, step back, knees come down, take charge. Forehead comes to the floor. Enjoy that for one moment. We have one more addition, and this is a really funky one. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale, make it as big as you can. And exhale. Gorgeous. Come back up to your downward facing dog. Take your variations here. So twist the hips if you like, pedal out the feet, leg lifts, twisting the legs, and then crouching. So many things you can do. So here's a couple of breaths, spinal waves, to explore your movement, explore what your body wants from you right now. 5 more breaths. Amazing. Left leg step forward. Inhale. Come up into a high lunge. Exhale. We're going to see if we can come into an airplane. So lift up the left leg. Trying to keep the pelvis nice and neutral. So I'm really lifting the leg with the glute. And I'm reaching back with this leg as well. So what we did in our high lunge to warrior, we rotated the back thigh. So we're going to do the same. I'm going to reach the left hand in front of my left foot, rotate my thigh, opening, trying to stack the hips, and then seeing if I can lift the top arm, square my shoulders, coming into a half moon. Exhale, see if you can lower that down into your warrior. Inhale, come to your high lunge. 2 more times. We're just playing, we're trying. Don't be hard on yourself. This is just exploration, it's play. Exhale, see if you can come into your airplane. Left hand comes in front of the foot, doesn't have to meet the floor, and then rotating the back thigh. It can be nice to have the right hand on the right hip. And then come into that warrior. It's okay if you fall out, get back in. This is practice. Balance isn't a neutral experience, it is practice. It changes daily, it changes minute to minute. Okay, one more time. Up into your airplane. Rotating the back thigh, seeing if I can get the sense of stacking the shoulders one more time. Gazes towards my toes on my hand. Woo. And then in your own way, coming into your warrior. So I have the heel in line with the arch of my back foot, taking the arms out to the side, and then bringing my back hand to my back thigh, in, up, gazing up towards the front thumb. Exhale. Windmilling the hands, framing the front foot, and stepping straight back into a downward facing dog. Woo, pedal out the feet. We've got one more side. You're doing so good. This is a tough one. So be so happy with wherever you're at, so happy that you're here showing up for yourself, trying. You are showing yourself the strength, tenacity, determination that you have, and that's a beautiful thing. Step the right leg forward. Inhale. Coming into your high lunge. Exhale. We're going to lift, shift forward into our airplane. One leg's going to feel easier than the other, so try and keep the pelvis steady, level. And then thinking, rotating that back thigh, my right hand's going towards the floor, but I'm not reaching for the floor. My focus is on stacking my hips, and then trying to square my shoulders. So my chest isn't rounding forward. I'm drawing my shoulder blades back. I fell out, so I'm going to come back into my high lunge. Joyfully, playfully, try again. Exhaling, coming into my airplane, rotating the back thigh. Sometimes I even put the palms together and then draw the left palm up the arm as I rotate the chest open. Sometimes that helps me, sometimes it doesn't. Fall back into your warrior. Inhale, arms come out to the side. Exhale into your high lunge. One more time. Leaning forward. On an exhale. Rotating the back thigh, really, really squeezing the glutes together. Whee! Into your warrior. Gorgeous. Left hand comes to the back thigh. Inhale. Right hand comes up, looking towards the thumb. Nice deep breaths. And exhale. We're going to windmill the hands down. Step back into a downward facing dog. Great work, guys. I'm sweating. That was challenging, but it feels so, so good. We're going to bring the left knee towards the left elbow and then the left ankle towards the right wrist. So we're coming into a pigeon pose. I'm going to set the right knee down and just wiggle it back until I can find a comfortable position. You can stay up on the hands, pushing through the shin, feeling engagement in the glute, happy pigeon, or you can walk the hands forward, coming down, bringing the head to the mat, if that's comfortable, for a sleepy pigeon. So pick your pigeon variation today. The most important thing is that it's comfortable. You want to be able to soften and open in this pose with each exhale, getting softer and softer and softer. And that's not going to happen if you're holding loads of tension. So even if you want to tuck the toes and stay a bit higher and keep more engagement in the glutes, which will take pressure off the hips, it's absolutely fine. Serve yourself first. Take what you need, leave the rest. Always. And we'll take this over to the other side. So we're tucking the back toes, putting pressure through the front shin. Step back into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, just for a couple of breaths. And then we'll take the right knee to the right elbow, ankle to the left wrist. Set the left knee down, shuffle it back, find your position, and choose your pigeon. It might be different on this side, that's absolutely fine. If you're a sleepy pigeon on your left side, you might be a happy pigeon on your right side. That's totally cool. Or it might change. You might take a couple breaths in happy pigeon and then start to feel like a sleepy pigeon. And you can choose somewhere in between. But enjoy wherever you are. Be with the sensations of the body and allow them to be released in whatever way they be desired. Sometimes things start coming up and we start breathing politely. There's no need. If you need to like scream it out, if there are things that are coming up that want to get out, allow it. That is how the experience is going to serve you best. Give yourself full permission. It's only you who needs to give yourself permission. Tuck the back toes. Come onto your hands if you're not already. Put pressure through the front shin. Step back into a downward facing dog. Gorgeous. We're going to walk or jump the feet to meet the hands. So if you want to jump, put pressure through the hands, bend the knees, look towards the middle of the hands, and jump. If you're walking, bend the knees as soon as you need to, as soon as you start to feel any arch in the back, and come onto the fingertips. Okay, we're going to bring the feet a little bit wider than the hands, bend the knees, coming into a yogi squat. If that doesn't feel good to come completely into a yogi squat, keep the hands in front of the knees and just sit back, keeping the spine nice and long. This is absolutely fine, and to be honest, sometimes I feel more engagement here than I do in a full squat. So I'm going to choose this variation because it feels more active for me. I'm going to place the right hand behind me now and come down onto my bum. Beautiful. Lie down on the back and then send the feet straight up towards the sky. Shake the legs out, and when you're shaking the legs out, sort of wiggle the pelvis. I want you to feel like you're bashing your hip, wiggling your hips. I can feel the floor moving beneath me. It's really nice to release any tension that we've built up. And then just shake out the feet, allow the feet to go floppy. Amazing. Send the feet back up towards the sky and start to bring the knees towards the armpits. If you can reach for the top of the outer edges of the feet and grab them, perfect. If not, it's also perfect to interlace the fingers behind the thighs. And then you can allow, this is slightly less active. So if your legs are feeling tired, you can take this variation, rock side to side, or you can come into a full happy baby, rocking side to side. You can do a butterfly in this pose and just become curious with the movements, with the things that you can do with your body. Connect to the essence of this pose. Happy baby. See babies in their cots, they're meant to be sleeping, and instead they're playing, they're exploring what they can do in their bodies. There's no judgment, there's no expectation. They're purely, exploring the capacity, the capability of their bodies right now. And we can tap into the same. It's very, very playful. Let's tap into the joyous essence of this pose. Come out, send the legs towards the sky, bring the feet to the floor, and then send the soles of the feet together and the knees apart for a butterfly. When you're here, it's really typical that the low back comes off of the mat. So scoop the tailbone, push the belly button down towards the mat, and this is going to lift the knees, but it's going to feel more stable in the hip. Okay. From here, you can flutter the knees if you like, or you can just bring the hands over the front of the pelvis and just feel that with the exhale, even with pushing the sacrum and keeping the pelvis neutral, you can still allow this softness and this openness to happen with each exhale. Beautiful. A few more breaths here, guys. Shut down the eyes. Start to deepen the breath. Now we're going to pick the knees together. And we're going to choose your position for Shavasana. So typically, meditating postures are, or relaxations at the end of yoga classes are lying down flat on your back. But I want to give you freedom to pick whatever position you would be most comfortable in. That could be lying on your front, lying on your side. It might change during the relaxation. Anything's absolutely fine. But find that position now and start to come down into the body. And what we do that by shutting down the eyes and bringing our attention to how we're breathing ourselves right now. No desire to change it, just becoming aware, being curious. Some people do that by focusing on the tip of the nose and the sensation of the air coming in and out of the nostrils and brushing past the top lip. Another way is to put one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, physically feel the rising of the chest and the belly beneath the hands and the weight of the hands on the belly, on the chest. Whatever way feels most comfortable, feels easiest, resonates with you most today. Connect with your natural breath, natural life force, forever present, always present. I'm going to bring attention to the face. We're relaxing the forehead. There is no tension there. The eyebrows, completely relaxed. The jaw is completely soft. And the tongue is removed from the roof of your mouth. And you can scan the face again. My forehead is soft. My eyebrows are relaxed. My jaw holds no tension. The tongue is away from the roof of the mouth. Allow the shoulders to sink with the exhale. Wherever you are, away from the ears. Connect this feeling of supportedness. Wherever you can feel the earth or the ground beneath you, you are supported. Feel the support and how you are held right now. And as you exhale, know that you only need to soften to be held more, to feel more support. Start to deepen the breath. And as you do, try and connect to the sensation that the breath is not only forwards, but when you fill yourself up, it also expands your ribs out to the sides. It expands the ribs and even into the lower back outwards. It's multi-directional, it's circular, it's three-dimensional. So feel as you inhale, you're filling up and expanding with all this joy, all this strength, all this love. And as you exhale, it all contracts and seeps into the organs, into the veins, into whatever is easiest for you to visualize on the inside of your body. Inhaling, expansion. Exhaling. Those beautiful affirmations integrate and connect in with you. As you exhale still, give yourself permission to get softer, become heavier, be held more. If you haven't already, turn your breathing to a natural state. And then you can reach the arms up above you. If you're on your back, super, this will feel really, really nice. Take a big morning stretch. If you're on your side, maybe open the arms out to the side. If you're on your belly, you can maybe push the chest up and do some twists, but stretch in whatever way feels most natural, you feel most drawn to right now. And come into a seated position. If you want, you can keep your eyes closed. You can open them if you like, I won't see. We're going to end with 3 breaths, you and me together. I'm going to inhale, send my arms all the way up towards the sky and lift my chin up. Big breath in. Full sigh out, thanking everything that exists above. Nice deep breath in, hands come to the earth. Full exhale out, thanking everything that exists below. And then bringing the chest back up, palms in front of the heart. Nice big breath in. And a full exhale out. We're thanking everything that exists just in between, including ourselves. Rub the hands together. Rub the hands together quickly until you feel some heat generated between the palms. Place the palms over closed eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathing in the warmth. Exhale. Blink the palms open into the darkness of your palms. Spread the fingers, allowing a little light, and come back into the space you've created for yourself. thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to be back practicing sharing this with you again soon.